You know what else I was thinking? I posted something on my IG this morning, and I woke up with a simple thought on my mind, and that's this: success requires sacrifice. But not only does success require sacrifice, success requires an amount of sacrifice that is directly proportionate to the amount of success you wish to attain and achieve. You cannot have $1 million dream with minimum wage work ethic. I have a buddy who spent 17 years in prison, locked up, bound physically. But during that time, he figured out what it took to become mentally free, emotionally free, spiritually free, to where now he lives life like a boss. I mean, he lives a life that people wish they'd live. I'm talking about 8-9 different countries in the past 2 months, speaking engagement, getting crazy money, tens of thousands of dollars to tell his story. He's an artist. He's connected with the highest in, political affiliations as well as the entertainment world, and he loves life. But what I realize is that in order to achieve that, it required that time that he put in. Now, if you were to ask most people, if I can guarantee you, this kind of life, but it's going to take you 17 years in prison, would they be able to do it? Like, what type of strength of mind and will does it take for someone to go through that and come out unscathed and live a life that is limitless? Monks, same way. They put their bodies through extreme conditions. They're in the Himalayas and we can't imagine, in sheets, not even coats. And yet they are at a state of present awareness and oneness and enlightenment. They have the powers of healing. They have no expectations and no attachments, and they are at total, utter peace. To me, that is success. It required the sacrifice of isolation, sacrifice of extreme conditions, right? The amount of emotional fortitude that is required for that kind of presence of mind or presence of being. It requires sacrifice. You get out what you put in, period. Currently, I'm ironing and preparing to go to a job that's not even mine, right? You're talking to someone who spent the last 8 or so years of their lives working for themselves. And now I'm working on building somebody else's dream. But I'm okay with it. I'm willing to give up some of my time, my talent, my energy, and my effort for what I'm going to get in return. It's an investment. I'm sacrificing those things in order to gain wisdom from someone who's tried and true. A millionaire who's made it and continues to make it, continues to grow, and he shares that information with me. Success requires sacrifice. Cold calling daily, following up on leads daily. It's tiring. It's a grind. We out knocking on doors. It's a grind. But anyone who's ever made it, got Alan Greenspan on television, anybody's ever made it, to the highest levels, no matter your political affiliation or how you feel about these people, oftentimes it requires sacrifice. It's a necessary ingredient. It's an imperative. You can't have it without the grind, without the work. Take people who win the lottery. There's a reason why they never keep it. It's never learn how. They lose the money and never get it back because they don't have the breadcrumbs. They don't have those bricks laying the foundation and building it up. You want to get to where Diddy is, you got to be willing to do what Diddy did. And if you're not, that's cool. Just understand that what you get stands in direct relationship and in proportion to what you give. That's all. CRōME.